Welcome back to the Manifestation Experience. I'm your girl, Coach Jackie, and I am so excited to be here with you. We are out here at my favorite spot. I love being outside, but more so than anything, I love being with you. So, welcome. I'm so excited that you're here. Now, if you're new here, just so you know who I am, I help women reconnect with the versions of themselves they've been too busy to become. Okay? Around here, we believe that you can do whatever you want to do, become whoever you want to become, and have whatever you want to have. But it all starts by giving yourself permission to choose you. I just want to welcome you. Every Sunday, we have deep conversations about manifestation, identity, psychology, and what it really takes to create a life that feels as good as it looks. So, if that's your vibe, make sure that you hit the subscribe button, honey, and turn on the notification bell because I don't want you to miss what's coming next. Now, let's talk inspired action. This is one of my favorite conversations because I feel like so many of us overlook inspired action. We have been taught to hustle, 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 go, 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 go. And we tend to overlook the idea that we are being guided everywhere that we want and intend to be. Okay? I think we are told just to take the action. Just do. Just get out there and do the thing. And it's so funny because I often find that when I'm saying something like, manifestation, and, it happens twice, right? The first time it's in your mind, and the second time your physical reality. And everybody's like, but what about the action? I love that. And I love to explain where inspired action truly, truly comes from. Okay. And so when we really stop and think about the brain and how we were and are created, our brain we operate from is not the conscious part of the brain, but it's the subconscious part of the brain. The part of the brain that you're honestly not aware of what's happening next. It's thinking for you before you even make a move. Okay. And so we think from that part and we operate from that part of the brain. So when you train that part of the brain to believe certain things, right? To believe that, this is my thing for this year, to believe that you're a millionaire, to believe that you married the person of your dreams, to believe, when you train your brain to believe certain things, your brain will begin to, once it believes it, operate as said thing. Okay. So when we are thinking, okay, this is who I am, this is who I be, right? I always use improper grammar, so I'm so sorry for all my grammar holics, but this is who I be because it just helps you to really understand because the be and becoming and the be and believe go together. Okay. And so when you are thinking from this part of the brain, the subconscious knowing, the subconscious being, you're literally operating subconsciously based upon what you believe to be true. So, inspired action is what your brain notices that it needs to do to happen next. And oftentimes, all the time, it goes to this little thing called the reticular activating system. I love to talk about the reticular activating system. But the reticular activating system is a little thing in your brain that says, hey, pay attention more to that right there, right? And again, this is all happening subconsciously. It's like when you see a car that you've always wanted, Bentleys, that's mine. I see Bentleys everywhere because my reticular activating system is opening up to say, ooh, that's what I want, and to notice it. It's just like when you lose your keys. I can't find my keys anywhere. And you're telling yourself that the more that your eyes become blind to your keys. But when you stop looking for the keys, all of a sudden, the keys are in the exact same place that you have been looking 5 times. Why? Because your reticular activating system wasn't aware of it because you told yourself you couldn't find your keys. So, inspired action has a lot to do with you becoming aware of what you need to notice, what you need to see, what you need to experience, okay, in order for you to get to whatever level you're on your way to. And so you become inspired by an idea. You become inspired by a person. You become inspired by a moment, right? You become inspired by a conversation, by a YouTube video that you watched. But these inspirations are coming and setting in because you are becoming aware, hyper aware, to get to whatever it is that you desire, whatever it is that you pictured in your mind, whatever it is that you are manifesting. Okay? So fear pushes us. Fear is like, I got to do this. I got to do all these things. Like, fear is like such a pusher. Consider fear your pusher man, okay? Your pusher man ain't gonna do nothing but get your ass in trouble, okay? Let's be honest, okay? But your inspiration pulls. Your inspiration is like, come this way. Your inspiration is like, over here. It's not gonna push you. It's not gonna force you. Inspiration is gonna say, hi, this is the direction you should go, okay? Let's put it a little bit more plainly. Fear feels like I have to. Fear feels like I'm running out of time. Fear feels like if I don't do this, I'll miss my chance. Fear feels like if I don't say yes, somebody else will. Fear feels urgent. It feels heavy. It feels panicky, right? And inspired action, that's the fun part about inspired action. It feels nothing like fear. Nothing like fear. And what I know to be true is fear and inspired action, they hold the same energy. So if you just slide on over to inspired action, you can give that energy over there, right? So if it doesn't feel comfortable, but it feels peaceful, there is excitement underneath your nerves. There's something going on underneath your nerves that are like, you know what? My booty cheeks are clenching. I'm about to hop on this stage. But at the same time, I know that I belong on this stage. That's inspired. Okay? Like, I love when I get inspired action because oftentimes I'll be like, oh, I don't want to do this. Oh, I don't want to go live. But when it's inspired, I am hopping up. I'm moving. I am going. I am in the place doing the things. And it feels so right. So know what inspired action feels like to you. But I'm going to tell you, inspired action is always going to feel like joy. Okay? Even if it's a little scary. Even if it's a little scary, you're still going to have a sense of a little bit of joy. Okay? So fear creates pressure. Purpose creates peace. Okay? Your body is going to know. Your body is going to know. You're going to feel it. That's why I said know what it feels like to you in your body. Your body knows. I get butterflies every time before I get on stage. I'm like, oh shit, get on stage. And I'll get butterflies, right? But like I know, and then I'll get butterflies like, what am I gonna say? And I can start panicking. Like I can honestly start getting really, really panicked. But I don't. I sit in it and I say, you know what? What's meant to be said here in this room will be said. What I meant to say and how I meant to come forward in front of this group of people, I will do so. And it always turns out better than I ever anticipated. Why? Because I let the inspired action run through me instead of letting the fear control me. Okay? So I want you to ask yourself, have you ever walked into any room and immediately felt this tension? Or met somebody and thought, I don't know why, but something feels off? Your body is constantly giving you information, right? It's constantly making you and sensing through your intuition, right? Because inspired action is really rolling through your intuition, okay? But when you're forcing something, what happens? You tighten up, your breath gets shallow, your stomach's in knots. But when you're aligned, your body expands, you feel deeper, you feel more like, but I can do this. Because the alignment is flowing through you. Fear, it's just, I can't even, every time I think of fear, I'm like, oh, my booty cheeks clench immediately, right? But sometimes we have to do things through the booty clenching. So know what your body's telltale signs are. Booty clenching is not a telltale sign that I'm in the wrong place. For me, sometimes booty clenching is like, oh shit. Okay, girl, we gonna do this, you know? But that inner voice is like, we gonna do this. You know what I'm saying? So there's that inspired action. And I feel lighter. And I'm smiling. I'm excited. Right? Even though I'm scared. And like I said, every example I like to give is when I get on stages or when I walk into rooms that I don't even know anybody. And the first thing I'm doing is, if I know that I'm meant to be in that room, I'm walking in and I'm smiling and I'm giving them all of me. right? But if I don't feel like I'm meant to be in that room and I'm somewhere where I shouldn't be, I will tighten up. I will close up. I won't say the things that I know that I'm meant to say. So always, always, always borrow your higher self, right? I've been teaching this a lot lately. Like when you don't know what to do, borrow your higher self. Ask yourself, and give your higher self a name. Me, what would my millionaire self do? Not someday, but right now. How would she show up right now? How would she answer this email, or how would she take this phone call? Whatever it is you may think that you're fearful of or scared of. Excuse me. How would she walk into this meeting? How would she respond to this opportunity? Right? And this is not a pretending, you're rehearsing. Because think about it, this is the movie of your life. And every day you are in rehearsal, rehearsing who you are becoming so you can show up as her daily. Okay? And that's the thing. I'm learning more and more and more. We're going to go deeper into the conversation of this on another Sunday. But joy is the director of your path. It's telling you where to go, who to be, and what to do. It's the things that bring you joy, that you're on the right track. Right? And so I want you to ask yourself, does this decision expand me? Does it energize me? Does it bring me peace? Does it bring me joy? Joy is not just an emotion, it's information. Joy is not just an emotion, it's a direction. Okay? So I want you to be directed by what brings you joy, by what sets your soul on fire, by what makes you feel good. The decisions that align with your soul often bring a sense of expansion, even if it stretches you. And the expansion feels good. It feels like, this is where I was meant to be. I'm so happy I did that. I'm so happy I took that chance. I'm so happy I made that investment. I'm so happy I followed that path. It felt inspired. It felt like that's where I belonged. It brought me joy. I knew I was going to have a good time doing it. And I went down the road, even though I was scared. I was a little scared. But I understood the difference between the fearful of my heart palpitating when my soul knows that I'm not doing something right versus my booty cheeks clenching, but me knowing I can breathe through it and get to whatever it is I'm trying to get to. Okay? So this is something a lot of us get wrong. Okay? Sometimes the most inspired action is to rest, is to take time out, is to take a walk, is to take a weekend away, is some silence, is going to get the massage. Because if your nervous system is screaming, you can't hear your intuition whispering. Like you can't hear her. It's like she's, hello, 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 whispering into the abyss. But because your nervous system is like, there's so much fucking shit going on. Like, we got to calm that down. So sometimes the most inspired thing that we can do is to rest, is to calm down, is to chill, is to give ourselves a moment. Okay? And sometimes your next step becomes obvious the moment you stop chasing. The moment I stopped chasing money. We gonna have to have that conversation another day. But the moment that I stopped chasing money was the moment everything changed for me. And I'm still learning to stop chasing money. And the reason this has been such a big deal for me is because I've been chasing money since I was 10. And since I was 10, it's always felt like there was never enough. Always. Always. I'm working a 9-to-5, making 6 figures, and I still felt like it was never enough. I mean, besides the point that I live in California, it still felt like it was never enough. And then at some point, it was like, and this is just what's happening to me recently. I'm just spilling my beans about my current life. At some point, it was like, fuck, I'm chasing the money, and it seems like money is running from me. It seems like money is running from me. I keep saying I need it. And the more that I say I need it. And all these things are happening. And I'm laughing now because I'm like, damn, what a time has been had. And, I quit my good government job March of last year. I haven't gotten a new job. I've been working my business, speaking, doing the things. But I had a 6-figure ceiling. And since I've been not working. I ain't hit that 6-figure ceiling again. But I've made it. Every month I've made it. Every week I've made it. I've been at more peace. There's been crazy times. There's been things that I've been learning, in and outs that I am gaining. But inspired action was me to quitting that good government job. And it was scary as hell. And I clenched my booty cheeks. But I did it anyway. And I literally went after something that meant everything to me. And it's not to say that the road has been just this gentle, smooth ride. The road has been brought with a whole bunch of things that I'm learning and growing and experiencing and expanding with. And it's been beautiful. And I wouldn't take it back. It's been peaceful. This freedom has brought peace to my life. It has definitely not been overwhelming. I'm learning to be patient, to be calm. I'm learning to be supported. So I stopped chasing the money. And every single time I turn around, money is showing up for me. Every single time. In the craziest ways. In ways that are completely unexpected. But I followed the inspired action. And I allowed myself to just be. And I allowed myself to receive. I allowed myself to rest. I allowed myself the peace. And I'm going to tell you right now, that millionaire self, I'm just becoming her more every day. I practice her daily. And we all going to know when she here. Okay? So I want you to stop asking. Stop asking. I want to know, what is it that you want for real? Stop asking, what should I do? Just know, what do you want? Ask yourself, who am I being while I make this decision? Am I being someone who's scared? Am I being someone who's freaking out? Am I being someone who's overwhelmed? Or am I being someone who's allowing? Am I being someone who is just being, enjoying the journey, trusting the journey? Because inspired action doesn't come from having all the answers. It comes from trusting the woman who's making the decisions. Okay? So we're going to do a journal prompt. Y'all know I don't leave us here with, let's just have a conversation. No, there's shit to do. So write these down, okay? Where in my life am I forcing instead of flowing? Okay? What decisions have I been avoiding because I'm waiting for certainty? And you can hit pause after each one of these so you can write them all down. Okay? And if I trusted myself completely, what would I do next? All right? And what would my higher self choose today? All right? Beautiful. If this conversation resonated with you, you're going to love what we're doing inside the Manifest That Shit Society, baby, okay? Every week we practice this work together. I come live on Tuesdays and we practice this work together. Not just learning about manifestation, but becoming the woman who naturally attracts the life she's creating. So your first 14 days are free, and I'd love to have you join us. The link is in the description below. Just click it, honey, and you can get on in. So if today's conversation helped you see manifestation differently, do me a favor. Hit the like button so YouTube knows to share this with more women who need this message. Then head down to the comments and tell me, what's one decision your higher self would make this week? Okay? I read the comments, and I love hearing what you're stepping into. And if you haven't already, make sure that you subscribe, turn on the notification bell, because every Sunday we dive into the real conversations about manifestation, identity, psychology, and what it truly means to become the woman you're meant to be. Until next time, remember, you can do what you want, become who you want to become, and have what you want to have. You are the creator. Now, go create something beautiful, and I'll see you next Sunday.